Do you ever feel like your opinions just don't carry the weight they used to with your children? Like maybe you're not quite heard, or that the closeness you once shared has drifted into something more distant, perhaps even less respectful. It's a painful feeling. Isn't it that shift where the roles seem to change, and you start to question how you fit into their busy adult lives? It hurts deeply when you feel misunderstood, or worse, dismissed, by the people you raised, the ones you love more than anything. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, biting your tongue, or feeling a sting of rejection when your advice isn't taken, or your offer of help is politely, or sometimes not so politely, declined. This distance, this lack of the kind of respect you hoped for, it can create a real ache in your heart, leaving you wondering what changed. And if you can ever get that warm, connected feeling back. But what if there was a way to gently shift things? Not by demanding respect, because we all know that usually backfires, but by making some powerful, quiet moves on your part. What if regaining that warmth and connection, and yes, that feeling of being respected, starts less with them and more with you? In this video, we're going to talk about 5 powerful shifts you can make. 5 practical, heartfelt approaches that can change the dynamic and help build that bridge back to your children. These aren't quick fixes, but they are profound changes that can truly make a difference in how you feel about your relationship with your children, and perhaps how they connect with you. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you, something that might just be the most important piece of all. Let's dive right in with the first powerful move. And this one might be the hardest for many of us because it touches on something deeply ingrained: respecting their boundaries and their autonomy. Now, I know, you raised them. You changed their diapers, stayed up with them when they were sick, guided them through scraped knees and broken hearts. It feels like you have an inherent right to be involved, to know what's going on, to offer your wisdom. And you do have that right in a way. As their parent, your love and concern never stop. But here's the shift: they are adults now. They have built their own lives, their own homes, their own families, their own routines, and their own rules. Their home is their castle, and their time is their own. Respecting their boundaries means recognizing this new reality. It means not dropping by unannounced. Even if you're just in the neighborhood, a quick text or call beforehand, asking if it's a good time, can make a world of difference. It shows you value their schedule and their space. It also means respecting their decisions, even when you disagree with them profoundly, whether it's how they're raising their children, where they're living, their career choices, or how they manage their finances. These are their decisions to make. Offering unsolicited advice, even if it comes from a place of deep love and concern, can feel like criticism or a lack of trust to an adult child. It can imply that you don't think they are capable of making good choices on their own. Instead of jumping in with, "You should do this," or "Why aren't you doing that?" try a different approach. You could say, "How are you thinking about handling this?" Or, "That sounds challenging. I'm here to listen if you want to talk it through." This positions you as a supportive listener, not a directive authority figure. Think about how you feel when someone gives you unsolicited advice, especially on something important to you. Even if their intentions are good, it can feel intrusive. Right. It's the same for our adult children. They need to feel like we trust them to navigate their own lives, even if they stumble sometimes. And they will stumble, just like we did, and still do. Allowing them the dignity of making their own mistakes, and being there to offer a hand up rather than a lecture down, builds a different kind of connection. It builds trust. It shows them you have faith in their capabilities. This applies hugely to how they parent your grandchildren. It is incredibly difficult to bite your tongue when you see them doing something differently than you would have done, or perhaps something you strongly disagree with. But unless the child is in immediate danger, which is a different conversation entirely. Interfering or criticizing their parenting choices is one of the quickest ways to damage your relationship with your child and potentially limit your access to your grandchildren. They are the parents. They get to set the rules for their children. Your role has shifted to that of a loving grandparent, offering support and fun, not overriding the parent's authority. This boundary setting isn't about creating distance. It's about creating a healthy framework for the relationship to thrive. It's about transitioning from the parent-child dynamic of dependence and guidance to an adult-to-adult relationship based on mutual respect. It takes conscious effort, and you will mess up sometimes. When you do, a sincere apology goes a long way. Something like, "I'm so sorry, I slipped into parent mode there, and that wasn't fair. This is your decision, and I trust you." Can repair a moment of unintentional boundary crossing. It demonstrates that you are committed to this new phase of the relationship and that you value their autonomy. So, the first powerful move is about consciously recognizing and respecting the boundaries of their adult lives, their space, their time, their decisions, and their way of raising their own families. It's about shifting from manager to consultant, and only when asked. Now, let's move on to the second powerful move, which is closely related to the first, communicating without criticism or judgment. This is another area where our ingrained parenting habits can sometimes work against us in our relationships with our adult children. For years, our role was to guide, to correct, to teach, and sometimes, yes, to criticize when they were heading down the wrong path. But that phase is over. As adults, they are looking for connection and support, not a continuation of that parental critique. Even seemingly innocent comments can land as judgment. Things like, "Oh, you're still working at that job," or "Are you sure you should be spending money on that?" or "Don't you think you should call your sister more often?" These statements, while possibly coming from a place of concern, are often heard as disapproval. They make the adult child feel like they aren't measuring up to your standards, or that you don't approve of their life choices. When people feel judged, they tend to withdraw. They share less. They call less. They create emotional distance to protect themselves from that feeling. Think about the difference between saying, "You should really save more money," and asking, "How are you feeling about your financial goals right now?" The first is a directive and critical statement. The second is an open-ended question that invites them to share if they want to, and positions you as someone interested in their feelings and challenges, not just their performance. It's about shifting from being the one with all the answers to being a safe space for conversation. This requires a lot of active listening to understand, not listening to respond or to formulate your next piece of advice. When your child is talking, really hear them. Ask clarifying questions like, "So, if I understand correctly, you're feeling frustrated because," or "It sounds like this situation is really weighing on you." Validate their feelings. You don't have to agree with their choices or their perspective to validate their feelings. You can say, "That sounds incredibly difficult," or "I can see why you'd be upset about that," without saying, "You're right to be upset." This shows empathy and lets them know they are seen and heard. It's about offering a listening ear and a supportive heart, rather than a ready-made solution or a lecture. This shift in communication style is profound. It moves the relationship from one based on past authority to one based on present connection and respect for their adult perspective. It takes practice, especially if you're used to being the one in charge or the primary advisor. But the rewards are immense. When your children feel safe talking to you, without fear of judgment or criticism, they are much more likely to open up, to share their lives with you, and to seek your perspective when they genuinely want it. And that, in turn, fosters a deeper, more respectful connection. It's about being a harbor, not a lighthouse constantly blinking warnings. Moving on to the third powerful move, which is perhaps the most heartwarming one, showing genuine, unadulterated interest in their lives. This might sound obvious, but sometimes, without realizing it, our interest can be filtered through our own expectations or desires for our children's lives. Genuine interest means being curious about their world, their passions, their challenges, and their joys, even if they are completely different from your own. It's about asking specific questions and remembering the answers. If your son is starting a new project at work, ask him how it's going the next time you talk. If your daughter is excited about a new hobby, ask her to tell you more about it. If your grandchild has a school play, ask about their part or how practice is going. Showing interest in the things that are important to your children and grandchildren, however small they might seem to you, sends a powerful message. I care about you and what matters to you. It's not just about the big life events. It's often the everyday details that build connection. This also extends to the people in their lives, their partners, their friends, their children. Showing genuine interest in your child's spouse or partner, getting to know them as a person, respecting their relationship, and treating them with warmth and kindness is crucial. Your child chose this person, and accepting and welcoming them is a profound way of accepting and welcoming your child's adult life. The same goes for your grandchildren. Being an involved, loving grandparent is wonderful, but doing so while respecting your child's parenting style, as we discussed earlier, is key. Show genuine interest in your grandchildren's personalities, their quirks, their interests, and celebrate their milestones, big or small. This creates a sense of family unity and shows your children that you value the family they are building. Genuine interest also means being present when you are together. In our busy world, it's easy to be distracted by our phones or our own thoughts. When you're spending time with your child, whether it's a phone call, a video chat, or an in-person visit, try to be fully present. Listen attentively. Make eye contact if in person or video, and engage with what they are sharing. Put away distractions. This focused attention shows them that they are important and valued. It's about the quality of the interaction, not just the quantity. A 10-minute conversation where you are truly listening and engaging is far more valuable than an hour-long chat where you are half listening while doing something else. Cultivating genuine interest takes a conscious effort to shift the focus from our own world to theirs. It requires humility and a willingness to learn about things that might be outside of our own experiences. But it builds a foundation of connection and trust, making your children feel loved, seen, and respected for who they are now. As adults, when they feel this genuine warmth and interest, they are more likely to open up and share their lives with you, creating opportunities for deeper connection and mutual respect. Now, let's talk about the fourth powerful move. And this one is often overlooked but is incredibly impactful: taking good care of yourself. This might seem counterintuitive when we're talking about gaining respect from your children. But bear with me. When you are managing your own life effectively, taking care of your health, managing your finances, maintaining your own social connections, pursuing your own interests, and finding purpose in your own life, it sends a powerful message to your children. It shows them that you are capable, resilient, and not overly reliant on them for your happiness or well-being. While our children will always love us and feel a natural sense of responsibility, there's a difference between healthy connection and unhealthy dependence. If they feel like you are constantly needing their help, financially, emotionally, or practically, or if you seem unable to manage your own life, it can become a burden. This burden can sometimes lead to resentment, which is the opposite of respect. Taking care of your physical health is paramount. Staying active, eating well, and attending to your medical needs allows you to maintain your independence for longer and reduces the likelihood of needing constant care or intervention from your children. It also sets a positive example. Managing your finances responsibly means having a plan, living within your means, and not expecting your children to bail you out or provide for you financially. Financial pressures are a huge source of stress in any relationship, and parent-child relationships are no exception. Having your own hobbies, interests, and social life outside of your relationship with your children is also incredibly important. It shows that you have a rich and fulfilling life of your own. This prevents you from placing too much emotional weight on your children or feeling lonely if they aren't constantly in touch. When they see you are happy, engaged, and independent, they are more likely to connect with you out of desire, rather than obligation. It also allows you to be a more interesting and vibrant person to be around. When you call them, you'll have things to share about your own life, your adventures, your learning, your passions, which makes for more balanced conversations. Furthermore, taking care of your emotional well-being is just as vital. This means managing stress, dealing with your own emotional issues perhaps with the help of a therapist or support group if needed, and not burdening your children with all of your emotional struggles. While it's healthy to share some vulnerabilities, using your children as your sole emotional support system can be overwhelming for them. Showing that you are actively working on your own happiness and stability is a sign of maturity and strength. It demonstrates that you are capable of handling life's challenges. Essentially, taking care of yourself is about maintaining your independence and vibrancy. It's about having your own life so that your interactions with your children come from a place of abundance and shared joy, rather than neediness or obligation. When your children see you as a strong, capable, and independent person with a fulfilling life, they are more likely to admire and respect you. They can connect with you as one capable adult to another, rather than feeling like a caretaker responsible for an aging parent. This powerful move benefits you immensely, and in doing so, it positively transforms your relationships with your children. It's about being the best version of yourself, for yourself, and letting that positive energy flow into your family connections. Now, let's talk about the fifth and final powerful move offering support without strings attached. This is a big one, and it ties together many of the points we've already discussed. As parents, we instinctively want to help our children. We want to make their lives easier, prevent them from struggling, and give them a leg up whenever we can. And offering support, whether it's practical help, financial assistance, or emotional presence, can be a wonderful way to stay connected and show your love. However, the key phrase here is without strings attached. When help comes with expectations, conditions, or is used as leverage, it ceases to be pure support and becomes a source of tension and potential resentment. Think about it. Have you ever helped a child out financially and then felt entitled to comment on their spending choices, or offered to babysit but then made passive-aggressive remarks about their parenting style, or provided emotional support but then expected them to always side with you in a family disagreement? These are examples of strings being attached, while often unintentional. These strings create a feeling of obligation in the child rather than gratitude. They feel like they owe you something, and that their independence or choices are compromised by the help they received. This can make them hesitant to accept help in the future, or worse, resent the help they did receive. Offering support without strings attached means giving because you want to, because you can, and because you see a genuine need, and then letting go of any expectation of return, favor, or influence over their lives. It means offering practical help, maybe fixing something around their house, helping with a move, or providing a meal, simply as an act of love, without expecting them to repay you in any specific way or amount of time. It means offering financial support, if you are able and choose to, as a gift or a loan with clear, no-pressure terms, without feeling entitled to dictate how that money is spent or bringing it up in future disagreements. It means offering emotional support, listening, being present, offering comfort, without expecting them to follow your advice or solve their problems in the way you think they should. It also means respecting their right to say no to your offers of help, Sometimes, even with the best intentions, our offers might not be what they need or want at that moment, or they might prefer to figure things out on their own. A truly unconditional offer of support includes the grace to accept a no without taking offense or making them feel guilty. Saying, "Okay, I understand. Just know I'm here if you change your mind," is powerful. This approach shifts the dynamic from one of obligation or control to one of pure, unconditional love and generosity. When your children know that your support comes from a place of genuine caring, with no hidden agenda or expectations attached, they are more likely to feel grateful and appreciate your presence in their lives. It builds trust and reinforces that you are a source of strength and support, not a source of pressure or judgment. It allows them to receive your love freely, strengthening the bond between you. It's a powerful way to show your respect for their independence and their journey as adults. And in turn, it fosters their respect for you. This is about being a safety net, not a fishing net with hooks. So, we've talked about some really significant shifts you can make in how you interact with your adult children, all aimed at fostering a deeper, more respectful connection. It starts with that crucial step of respecting their boundaries and recognizing their autonomy as adults, giving them the space and freedom to live their own lives and make their own choices. Even if you disagree, we also delved into the power of communication, moving away from criticism and judgment towards active listening, empathy, and offering support without trying to fix everything or dictate solutions. Then there's the warmth of showing genuine, specific interest in their world, the things and people important to them, celebrating their successes and being present for their challenges, simply because you care about them. And we covered the vital importance of taking care of yourself, maintaining your own health, finances, social life, and purpose, showing your children you are capable and independent, which shifts the dynamic from potential burden to mutual adult connection. Finally, we explored the profound impact of offering support, practical, financial, emotional, without any strings attached, giving freely out of love, without expectation or using it as leverage. Remember, none of these are about making your children respect you. Respect, the kind we truly yearn for, is earned, not demanded. These powerful moves are about changing your approach, your perspective, and your behavior in ways that naturally foster a more open, trusting, and respectful relationship. It's about meeting them where they are now, as adults, and building a connection based on mutual esteem and understanding, rather than relying on the dynamics of the past. This journey takes time. It requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to look honestly at our own habits and make changes. There will be moments when it feels difficult, when old patterns resurface, or when you feel misunderstood despite your best efforts. That's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Acknowledge the slip-ups, apologize if needed, and recommit to the path. Small, consistent changes truly can make a big difference over time. Your children love you. That is almost certainly true. Sometimes, the distance that grows is less about a lack of love and more about outdated ways of relating that no longer fit the adult-to-adult dynamic. By consciously making these powerful moves, you are creating space for a new, beautiful phase of your relationship to blossom, one built on understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. It's about being a supportive presence in their lives, someone they want to spend time with and share with. Because being with you feels good, feels safe, and feels validating. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present, being willing to grow, and showing your love in ways that resonate with the adults they are today. And the surprising thing I mentioned at the beginning, it's this focusing on these 5 powerful moves won't just improve your relationship with your children, it will profoundly improve your own life. Taking care of yourself, Pursuing your interests, communicating effectively, and offering support freely contribute enormously to your own happiness, confidence, and sense of purpose. This isn't just about gaining respect from them. It's about gaining a deeper sense of respect for yourself. And that is truly the most powerful change of all. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this. Have you tried any of these approaches? What has helped you navigate your relationships with your adult children? Share your insights in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like. And if you'd like more tips and perspectives on living your best life at every age, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me. Keep embracing your journey. Keep growing. And remember, it's never too late to nurture the relationships that matter most. Live your best life at every age.